There are places in Turkey where the ancient world is not imagined. It is visible. Excavations confirm sanctuaries older than the pyramids, Bronze Age capitals that dealt with empires, and theaters carved so precisely that a whisper can still carry across the seats. Some sites were buried on purpose, others survived earthquakes and conquest, yet their foundations remain where history placed them. One of them contains something archaeologists still argue about, and if it is what some believe, the starting point of history might be in the wrong place. In this video, we visit 10 ancient sites in Turkey that still exist today. Ready? Let's roam. Number 10. Kekova, the sunken Lycian port. Historical and underwater surveys confirm Kekova belonged to the Lycian League, an early federated government referenced by ancient writers like Strabo. A 2nd century earthquake dropped part of the port into the sea, and shoreline walls, workshops, and slipways remain visible below the waterline. Amphora fragments still appear along the seabed, matching known Lycian trade forms. Medieval navigation charts continued marking this bay, which suggests the maritime path outlived the city itself. Most settlements disappear because conflict erases them or erosion buries them. Kekova survived because the sea preserved it. Number 9. Aphrodisias, where art became leverage. Aphrodisias built influence on sculpture, not military force. Workshop signatures found as far as Italy and North Africa confirm an export network that reached beyond regional trade. Augustus granted the city protected status, documented in surviving inscriptions, likely due to its cultural value and diplomatic neutrality. In the Sebastian, reliefs show imperial myth and civic identity sharing the same walls, a political language carved in marble. Earthquake damage is visible across the complex, but the sculptural industry continued into Byzantine centuries. Influence here came from memory, not occupation. Number 8. Myra, a cliffside biography. The Lycian tombs at Myra are cut directly into the cliff, with tool marks still visible in several chambers. Traces of pigment detected in fragments indicate the facade was once painted in vivid color. Inscriptions in the adjacent theater confirm civic activity, donors, and festivals tied to broader Lycian and Roman networks. The Lycian language on these stones is only partly translated today, relying on comparison with related Anatolian dialects. Centuries afterward, Christian tradition established the Church of St. Nicholas nearby, creating a layered record in one landscape: Lycian, Roman, Christian. Number 7. Hierapolis and Pamukkale, a city built on steam. Hierapolis formed around thermal springs whose mineral content shaped both belief and economy. The plutonium's CO2 accumulation was tested in modern studies, confirming ancient accounts that animals collapsed when entering the chamber. Ancient inscriptions thank deities for healing, evidence that pilgrimage was not symbolic but practiced. The vast necropolis reflects both population and travel. People came here from other regions and died here intentionally. The city remained active under Roman and Byzantine administration, showing continuity rather than abandonment. Number 6. Çatalhöyük, when people tested community. Çatalhöyük predates urban planning, but shows features consistent with communal regulation. Densely packed homes, rooftop entry, shared walls, and no central palace. Excavations reveal obsidian from distant sources, proving long-distance exchange. Decorative bullhorns and wall paintings imply ritual life, but there is no architectural evidence of a temple hierarchy. Generational replastering of floors proves continuity through routine rather than monumental construction. Burials beneath domestic spaces indicate ancestry remained within the household, not separated into cemeteries. This is a settlement experimenting with identity before the state existed. Number 5. Hattusa, where bureaucracy became power. Hattusa's cuneiform archives record treaties, legal cases, and royal correspondence. The Egyptian Hittite treaty replica displayed at the United Nations is based on tablets recovered here, confirming international diplomacy in the late Bronze Age. The city's gates and defensive corridors show intentional design to slow and channel movement, consistent with strategic planning rather than improvised fortification. When Hattusa was vacated, temples and archives were closed rather than destroyed, which suggests controlled withdrawal, not catastrophic collapse. Inventories found in storerooms show ritual administration tracked with the same precision as trade. Number 4. Pergamon, the city built to be seen. Pergamon's acropolis, Asklepion, and theatre are positioned according to both geography and function. The library rivaled Alexandria until papyrus restrictions forced a shift to parchment, a transition reflected in ancient sources. The Asklepion's design used controlled light, water, and acoustics as part of treatment, evidence of a medical philosophy rooted in environment. The theatre's extreme slope projects voice without amplification, confirming intentional acoustic engineering. Pergamon's elevation was not symbolic height, it was logistical height. Visibility, defensibility, and authority layered together. Number 3. Troy, where geography made myth plausible. Excavations show 9 settlement layers, with Troy 6 and 7 displaying damage consistent with conflict and rebuilding. The city's location near the Dardanelles offers clear motive. Whoever held Troy controlled access between the Aegean and the Black Sea. Hittite texts referencing Wilusa, widely interpreted by scholars as related to Troy, place the city within confirmed international networks rather than isolated legend. Archaeologists have identified outer trenches likely intended to slow approaching forces or siege equipment, a feature rare for the era. As for the Trojan horse, ancient terminology for wooden siege platforms leaves open the possibility that a real military machine was later remembered as a symbolic object. The myth may not prove history, but geography proves why a story formed here. Number 2. Ephesus, the city that refused to disappear. Ephesus adapted to every power that held it. Artemis worship, Roman administration, and Byzantine Christianity all left documented architectural layers. The 25,000-seat theatre is the largest known in Asia Minor, consistent with the city's role in law and commerce. Sediment studies confirm the harbour gradually silted, and ancient engineering responses, canals, dredging, redirected waterways, are visible in surviving stone channels. Inscriptions reference merchants from the Black Sea and North Africa, evidence of a wide economic network. Even after the shoreline retreated, records describe Ephesus as oversized for its population, a city that outlasted the geography that created it. Number 1. Göbekli Tepe, where the timeline moves. Göbekli Tepe predates settled agriculture, yet contains megaliths weighing several tons. Excavations show no long-term domestic structures, meaning people likely gathered here seasonally for ritual rather than residence. The T-shaped pillars are anthropomorphic, supported by relief carvings that may represent symbolic or memory-based knowledge systems before writing. Soil analysis and backfill composition indicate deliberate burial, not collapse, implying the site was intentionally decommissioned. Some enclosures appear astronomically aligned, though interpretations vary, and current research continues to test those claims. If this site truly predates farming, it implies belief and ritual infrastructure may have preceded the economic systems that made cities possible. These places do not settle every debate. They show where the evidence points. Turkey is one of the few regions where archaeology, inscriptions, and surviving architecture still match the historical record. If you want more videos on ancient Turkey, archaeological travel, or sites you can still visit today, tell me in the comments which era you want next. Bronze Age capitals, Hellenistic fortresses, or early Christian roots. Like and subscribe for more history grounded in evidence, not legend. Until next time, keep roaming.